Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Let's do it.
Okay, last NBA exit interview for the NBA season. It is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They won the finals. They were runner-up in the NBA Championship Cup. What is it called? The Emirates
The
Cup?
Emirates Cup, the
Emirates Cup.
real title.
That's the real title. They were 68-14. What did you give them for a grade?
A plus.
Yeah, me too.
Both final teams again. They won a title. That's what you play for. It wasn't pretty. The playoffs, their advanced stats would say that it was like an all-time team, but I think sometimes you can fudge advanced stats, and I think that's kind of what happened because they went to 2 game 7s and could have easily lost both of them if one thing goes the wrong way. But again, you won it. You got just about anything you want. Like Hartenstein gave you what you needed. Probably a little more limited than they were hoping for. But again, they didn't need him to play 40 minutes a game.
Right.
And Alex Caruso, same thing. Just
Great
as
trade.
We thought, perfect fit. Doesn't play heavy minutes, but you don't need him to. But when you throw him in there and he can foul people 27 times and get called for 2 of them, dude, it worked out perfect. Again, even their guys like Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins, Cason Wallace, like these guys that they locked up to at the time, you're like, I don't know why they're giving this some person $30-40 million, over 4 years. You see why. They play a perfect role, come in, bomb some threes, put forth some effort. If they don't got it, next guy comes in, give him a try. All in all, A plus.
Yeah.
Not much went wrong.
I don't have much else to say. SGA MVP. SGA MVP. I think that's a pro. They still have a ton of assets. So, I don't know. And the only con I had is just a little too much. And we talked about this when we talked about the finals, just a lot of focus on SGA in the offense. They got to diversify their offense a little bit. And then Chet only played 32 games. Again, understand coming off an injury. However, one thing you want to know when it comes to Chet is that he can play like 60 to 70 games in the NBA season, and we got to see him get there. We didn't see that this season. Hopefully, if you're a Thunder fan, if you're a fan of the NBA, we see more of that in the future of him playing more, more than just 32 games of like a 60 game season. That'd be great without a ton of injuries or, yeah, no big injuries.
And he pretty much puts them over. I mean, they won plenty of games without him, but it's fair enough to say they probably don't beat Denver. I mean, they almost certainly don't beat Indiana if Chet Holmgren is out for if
Correct.
he doesn't play in that series. So he plays an important role. Probably not the role he thought of in college.
Sure, yeah.
He was a high prospect. A lot of these guys, but give him credit. He plays the role that he needs to, and he's got a ring in his 3rd year, so can't really complain.
Yeah, 21. 21 years old. Okay, ready to talk about the offseason? Okay, let's talk about their offseason, their focus. Let's see, they're under the first apron still. They're at 187. So before they got about 12 million before they get to the apron. First apron. Jalen Williams is the only one, but it's a team free agent contract, so they can take a team option, I should say, for his contracts. And they have the non-tax mid-level and the biannual, which is 14 million for the mid-level, and then the 5 million for the biannual and the veteran minimum. And again, they have a bunch of assets along with the 15th, 24th, and the 44th pick in this year's draft. and really got unfortunate that the Philadelphia 76ers jumped up in the draft because they would also had another pick in the lottery if that would have been the case. So anyway, uh, what's their focus this offseason, you say?
They won it, so I think it's pretty much run it back.
Run it back.
None of their real contributors are free agents. That in all likelihood they might trade out of that pick, just to again push an asset down the road. And even last year they drafted Nikola Topic. He didn't
Yeah, that's
play
right.
towards ACL. He was really high. A lot of people liked him coming out of Europe, so I'm sure he'll get some playing time. Just see what he's got. But I think by winning the finals, um, I think any decision you have, if any of these guys are willing to sign some kind of cheaper extension, they'll do it because they know how to optimize things. Um, and outside of that, I think you just run it back. I think that'd be pretty boring off season for them. And I think after next year or trade deadline next year, depending how things are going, is when next summer is when the challenge for OKC kicks in of what to do with some of these guys because their obvious path is Lou Dort's going to come up for a contract. He's got a team option next year. He's going to want some money. I mean, in 26, 27. So Hartenstein, same thing. You get to these, that's when you have to make decisions on these guys. And with the assets you have, you're obviously going to, I think they're going to attempt to draft or trade some draft picks for and just kind of cycle guys through and rely on their scouting and talent evaluation to just kind of plug and play these guys as they get older.
Yeah, I think the three guys that they hope to build around is Williams, SGA, and Chet. And then the I think the other roster spots are going to always be fluid, but not next year. I'm with you. Just run it back. Jalen Williams, he's up for an extension, correct? Did I get that right or no?
Yeah, but it's the center, Jalen Williams. So
Oh, okay. Well, that's my bad. There shouldn't be two
it's the
guys on the team named Jalen
it's
Williams, is
the
what I just said.
not good Jalen Williams.
Yeah, the average one. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I say just run I'm with you, man. Run it back. Worry about all that stuff later. Um, I mean, there could be teams out there that gets desperate and they might want like, let's say Isaiah Jones and Jalen Williams, and they'll trade you this or whatever assets for these players. That's fine, but your core guys, I would just bring back, see if you can win it again next year and do something that we don't see. When's the last time? Warriors. Warriors was the last time it happened. Back-to-back titles. Let's see if you can get it. I'd like to see that from them to just run it back.
Yeah, and Jalen Williams, I think he is extension eligible because he would be restricted next year. So I'm sure they could max extend him this offseason. So
I
I would have to dig in if there's a benefit for OKC because he would be restricted. So they may not want, do the guy a favor so he doesn't reach restricted free agency and you have the perceived look that teams are like, oh God, we can't let someone go to restricted free agency even though we'll just match any contract and we can offer the extra year anyhow. But outside of getting that done, maybe Shea, he's got 2 years left. He could be extension eligible too. Um, but yeah, I think this is just a run it back. And if you don't win it next year, cool. I think that's when the assets come into play of
what?
how do we just keep this going
Right.
or
Yeah.
trade deadline, even if something doesn't look quite right. You have plenty of assets to do that. But I think this is a straight run it back unless an opportunity comes up and Sam Presti will always take one
Yep.
if it's there. And try to develop Holmgren, Topic, all those guys, give them some more run.
Yeah, I think the only way I'd even touch this team is if by the trade deadline you find out like Giannis is available and you can just trade a bunch of your assets and get Giannis. That would be the only way I would do anything to this team. And even that at that you got to be a little leery because you can win the championship without him anyway. So he's not like a need. Okay, let's talk about our long shot here. Do you have a long shot for him?
I'm the only player I could see them moving from this team that we just watched was Hartenstein. If something more a more valuable player came about, but outside of that, because you won a title, it's hard to win a title and then be like you said during the parade, oh, sorry, Isaiah, you're on your way out. Not that they wouldn't do that, free agency, you got another week for that. But I couldn't even come up with one that I think was, because I don't even think if Giannis said, I want to be traded right now, I don't even think they would do it.
I don't see why.
The salary structure would throw off what they're planning to do. And I think Sam Presti is, and rightly so, it worked. We don't need to rush anything. Outside of Caruso, no one's really older than 27.
Right.
So why do we want to add a 31-year-old guy? Cool, we might win the title. We might win it anyhow, with or without you.
Right.
So I think any Giannis trade would be next year or even the year after. And then again, it's outside of their quote timeline. So I don't think they're a team that would. I don't think they would do it.
No.
Regardless.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, I was, and when I said it before, what I was saying is like the only way that you would think about it. Like you still have to meet about it. It's not like, oh no, we're not going to talk about. But someone like Giannis, you meet about. I didn't have. Well, guess who I had them trading for? Just kidding. Nobody. I put nothing for them. I couldn't think of a long shot trade that I would be like, yeah, let's do that. It's just this team is built so good. Obviously, they still need, in my opinion, to try to build the offense a little bit more fluid, where it's not so Shea dependent. But I mean, they have the potential with the people that's on their roster. So I'm with you. I would do nothing. I don't have a long shot for them. So no 4-3 team trade. No, I mean, like unless Wembanyama becomes available. No, Cooper Flag.
I mean,
how did they get Cooper Flag?
It would have to be someone like the guys you keep trying to trade, because you don't want to go with just like, I know they were allegedly maybe a Cam Johnson team, but like he kind of sucks on defense and that just throws off what they do. So unless they can upgrade to a guy that is a better shooter and still a really good defender, I don't know why you would do it and, throw a compromise in there where you might not be able to play that dude when it counts because he can't play defense at all.
Yeah, and plus, like Lou Dort, gets to play like a linebacker on the basketball court. So that's another pro. Why would you want to get rid of that off your team? Okay, man. Anything else on the Thunder?
Nope. Just hopefully, they get a legit title defense when we go into next year and we don't have some stupid injury midway through the season that throws it off. And, it would be kind of nice if you got, like we had a team at least get there to try to repeat. But modern trends would say it's tough to get back at this point.
Yeah, correct. Especially with everybody at like 26 years old blowing their Achilles. And congratulations once again, Thunder fans and the Thunder team. Okay, anything else before we end the podcast? Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.